Everybody, it's Ryan here with Chosen Society. This word today is going to be for a specific group of people. This is for people who have left the church, who have been rejected in church, who have felt some level of church hurt, and you have lost your connection with God because of other people, especially maybe church leadership, pastors, or anyone who is an authority over you. If they've done something to you or said something that pushed you away from wanting to enter into the presence of God. God is inviting you home right now, and He is speaking for you to come home. So this word is coming here out of Jeremiah 23. We see here, I'm going to read this from the Message translation so it's just easier for everybody listening to this. But it says, "Doom to the shepherd leaders who butcher and scatter my sheep, God's decree." So here is what I, God, Israel's God, say to the shepherd leaders who have misled my people. You've scattered my sheep. You've driven them off. You haven't kept your eye on them. Well, let me tell you, I'm keeping an eye on you, keeping track of your criminal behavior. I'll take over and gather what's left of my sheep, gather them in from all the lands where I've driven them. I'll bring them back where they belong. And they'll recover and they'll flourish. I'll set shepherd leaders over them who will take good care of them. They won't live in fear or panic anymore. All the lost sheep rounded up, God's decree. So we can clearly see here in the word of the Lord, God is going to be rounding up his sheep. I believe God is even doing that here right now. God is calling you home, to come home. You're going to, if you've been outside of the church, you're going to find where you need to be planted, where you need to find family, where you need to find home. God is going to be revealing that to you. But God just wants you to come home. Open your heart again to hear what God is saying to you. Open your heart to getting back into fellowship with other believers. God is going to be able to use you in a mighty way. I know some of the reasons why you were rejected and pushed out of the churches and the places that you were in before. It's because people didn't know how to handle the gift that you were carrying. People didn't know how to use what God is giving you to do in your life. And some of these people were jealous. Some of these people were envious. They could see the promise and the call on your life, and they can't understand why God wanted to use you. But what God is doing right now, doesn't have to explain himself. God is God all by himself. He doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. If God has chosen you, if God has called you, he's getting ready to do something mighty in your life, and God just wants you to come home. So he's writing you here now. And if you're a person, you've been outside of church, you've been rejected, you felt rejection, and you feel God is pulling you to come back home, just right. I'm coming back home in the chat, and I want to make sure that I pray for you and pray with you so that God directs you to the right place. God directs you to the right leadership that you need to be serving under, so that your walk can be established and you can continue to grow in the Lord. So for those people who have been rejected, God is calling you home. God bless you guys, and see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.